I'm just asking that you please leave us alone. You know, I've tried to go to lawyers and get help. I've tried to show all the crazy texts I've had to block, like.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms.
It's getting worse because sources say that Diddy's being denied his special HIV medication, man, and he seems to be deteriorating even more, man.
Meek Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody $100 grand to investigate, that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
You can't take back what your received.
Kimora Lee is done staying silent about what she knows, after new details revealed that Diddy may have had a hand in Kim Porter's death after all. Kimora and Kim were very besties when Kim was alive, so Kimora got to know about everything Diddy was getting up to years before anything ever came out. And that includes all the celebrities he was getting down and freaky with. Word on the street is Diddy was forcing Kim to participate in the freak-offs too, so much so that she may have allegedly caught a few infections herself. In fact, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, confirmed these rumors, claiming that Kim and Diddy would get into very nasty physical altercations whenever she refused to freak off, so much so that in one incident, she pulled a weapon on him, almost ending his life. Kimora was initially scared to reveal all this, but with Diddy being exposed and imprisoned, she's coming out, and she has a lot to say.
Kim was who Kim was. And then if he ever try to forget her, all he had to do is look at his wrist.
What you mean by that when you say that, you know, Kim Porter gave Puffy a scar?
When they were at home at Kim's house on 110th Street, he wanted to, you know, put his hands on her in the wrong way. And Kim took one of those corkscrews and ripped his wrist up and hit an artery. And when she did that, he had to rush over to St. Luke's Hospital. I met him over there to the hospital. It was me, him, and Kim in the hospital when he was bleeding like crazy.
But here's where things get even more suspicious. It turns out that this was actually just one of the many instances where he put his hands on her, and that's why people believe he had something to do with her death. And get this, Kim was allegedly getting ready to release a tell-all book about her life, including graphic details of everything Diddy put her through, and the supposed freak-offs. But right before she was supposed to put it out, she suddenly dropped dead.
Kim know all his deepest secrets. Kim knew why he was using the Kim probably told all that shit in her book, you understand, that up and got missing the day she died. You understand what I'm saying? See, I could say that because I used to see them in action with other couples and other people. You understand what I'm saying? I was told to watch the door. Kim knew all his deepest secrets, bro.
See, at the time of Kim's death, the coroner who was in charge of investigating her death, Edie Winter, initially ruled her death a homicide after finding toxins in Kim's body. But right after his findings, he was thrown out of the case and replaced by another coroner. And according to Kimora, she believes this new coroner was hired by Diddy. The new coroner took a whole 2 weeks to confirm that Kim died from pneumonia. And when the autopsy results came out, there were questions about the manner in which Kim died. According to sources, the reports about Kim being found unresponsive by the house help were a lie made up by Diddy. She was actually found on her bed with blood on her pillowcases and a slight trail of blood on the bedroom floor that led to the bathroom. She was also strategically placed on the bed to mess with the police investigation. In fact, an old interview resurfaced of Kimora putting Diddy on blast for physically attacking her while she was still heavily pregnant. The interview said, and I quote, "There was a nasty cloudburst when Kimora said something to Combs and he threatened to hit her." Kimora also confirmed in an interview saying, "And I was pregnant, the moron." But despite everything that has happened, Kimora is not letting up on Diddy. And some of y'all don't know this, but back when Cassie's lawsuit first came out, Kimora publicly showed support for her in a post where she simply said, "As you sow, so shall you reap." Now, at the time, everyone thought Kimora would end it at this, but now she's exposing the entire industry again. Specifically, all the celebrities who ended up getting infected at Diddy's parties. And of course, she started it off with her ex-husband, Russell Simmons, who has already been accused of being Diddy's accomplice multiple times. Russell actually has his own SA allegations, with the youngest victim being just 17 at the time of the alleged SA. Even Kimora herself is a victim, because she was actually only 16, and in her sophomore year in high school when Russell started courting her. Mind you, he was 35. Anyways, just before any of Russell's SA cases could go to trial, he ran off to Indonesia to avoid criminal charges, and has hasn't returned to the USA ever since.
I'm tired of all the manipulation. I'm tired of the lies. You should be saying thank you. Usually you do say thank you to me. I've never spoken out about you and the things that you've done and the way that you are. You should thank me.
But Kimora didn't end it there. She also went into detail about other celebrities, including Cuba Gooding Jr. Now, the thing with Cuba is that even before Kimora dragged him for his alleged involvement, he had already been exposed in an SA lawsuit against Diddy by Lil Rod. Apparently, Diddy convinced him to fly with him to Miami to work on his album. But the only thing that really happened there was countless freak-offs he didn't want to participate in. Lil Rod later amended his lawsuit with incriminating Cuba Jr. as an alleged participant. In fact, he said Cuba did things to him too. The lawsuit stated, Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his upper inner thighs near his groin, the small of his back near his buttocks, and his shoulders. Mr. Jones was extremely uncomfortable and proceeded to lean away from Mr. Gooding Jr. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. And remember Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard? Well, he revealed in an interview that he actually saw Cuba doing this type of stuff back when he was working for Diddy.
Looking at this lawsuit, he's also, alleging that he met Cuba Gooding Jr. through Diddy on Diddy Yacht. And it even got to a point where he started touching him on his, upper inner thigh near his groin, according to him.
Did you see the picture?
Nah, I didn't get to see it, but
Oh my God. Yo, listen to me, man. I don't know if it was what they call it when you take two pictures and they put it together, stuff like that. What they call it when they put the pictures together and it don't belong together, but they put it together. Whatever.
Side by side.
Yeah, whatever they call that. Cuban Gooding Jr. was so close to that man. I would thought that was his lady. That's how close he was to him. And then his hands all on his leg and everything. It was crazy, bro. I don't even believe that. So when you see Cuban Gooding fighting a case here in New York, when he said the girl was saying that he was groping her and everything like that, I'm glad they didn't show that picture at his trial.
What I say, I'm the little baby brother in his eyes. I could be 37, 47, or 57. I'm still the baby brother. That's just kind of how my family is. Just keeping it a buck. Even though my mom wants, oh, y'all should be together. Oh, why don't you call him? Why? People don't understand this. It's kind of like when women ask their men, how is so-and-so? And we go, well, he's fine. No, but what happened with the scandal and blah, 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 blah. Bitch, I don't know, we was out hanging.
But it gets even crazier because Lil Rod also went on to expose Young Miami as a freak-off participant too. It turns out she was allegedly getting $250K a month just to be his baby oil queen. Lil Rod claims that back in 2022, Diddy and Young Miami set him up to be SA'd by Young Miami's cousin. The suit said, Miami's cousin burst into the bathroom while he was inside, at which point she allegedly started groping him and performing oral acts on him that he never asked for or wanted. The lawsuit continues. Lil Rod said that he tried to push her away and left the restroom, only to then be followed by Miami's cousin, who then allegedly undressed and attempted to straddle him and have sex with him in front of Diddy. Robin Greenhill, the accountant, would ensure the wiring, funds transfer, or cash payments to ex-workers. Frankie Santella, Moy Bond, Brendan Paul, and KK would also be responsible for ensuring payment to sex workers in cash. Young Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' ex-workers and received payment via wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, which outlined defendants' ongoing criminal operation. And then we have Diddy's biggest defender, Stevie J. At least now we know Wine was defending Diddy so much. Word on the street is, Diddy allegedly bent him over a few times with the promise of giving him a Grammy. In fact, according to Lil Rod, before Diddy SA'd him, he tried to convince him to be his boy consensually. And in an effort to do that, he showed him and told him how he had allegedly slept with Meek Mill, Usher, and Stevie J. Diddy apparently even had a whole video of him drilling Stevie's cakes.
Whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it. I mean, you know.
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years. And then it's like with guys like 50, you know what I'm saying? Like, Uncle Tom cats like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you want to put me, I don't know if y'all saw the post where 50 posted about me. Of course you guys see.
Yeah.
And while we are on the topic of Usher and Meek, let's get into that because they are definitely the two most talked about celebrities in this whole mess, especially Meek.
What's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Now, of course, Meek went into full denial mode, but no one was buying it. Things got worse for him when a tape of two men doing the you-know-what came out, and people said it was him and Diddy.
How did you feel when you saw this lawsuit that made it seem as if perhaps Diddy and Meek Mill had...
Why would they not have when they're gay rappers?
Do you think Meek Mill's gay?
We all know he's gay.
And then there is Usher. Usher is actually a victim because he was dragged into it when he was just 14, but people believe he later became a willing participant. And this was seemingly proven when a leaked email from one of the alleged publishers Kim was working with for her book resurfaced, saying, some of the things in the book cover Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom. And just when we thought the celebrities Kimora was name-dropping couldn't get any more shocking, Beyonce and Jay-Z were also dragged into it. And with Beyonce, it's kinda hard to defend her because a lot of people have claimed they saw her at Diddy's house. DaBaby said it, Jason Lee said it, and just recently, Orlando Brown also accused her of allegedly having AIDS.
Why wasn't I dead yesterday, bitch, after I said Beyonce got AIDS? Ask me why I wasn't dead after I said Beyonce got AIDS.
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Mm-hmm. Me and maybe about 15 others,
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in
Right.
at the moment, And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Didn't
Right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
To stop people from wanting to scale the wall to get in his house, because on the other side of that wall is Beyonce, Jay-Z, and every big star you want to know. T.D. Jakes was there too, but I don't know if he was busting open. I'm just saying. Because they said that too about the good Bishop. This is what I hate about the internet. If you say it is true, if you think it is true, if somebody retweets it, it's true.
Kimora clearly knows so much more than she's letting out, mostly because she still wants to keep her and her family protected from whatever the people she's speaking about could do to her. But given her extensive history with Kim, people are convinced there's still more that she isn't saying. And with Diddy now being speculated to allegedly have HIV, if all these people really did anything with him, they might want to get themselves checked out before it gets worse. One person reacted to this, saying, I hope she ain't up to be sacrificed next. Another person said, I love that Kim Porter's circle is speaking up, but now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Kimora exposing all the celebrities carrying Diddy's alleged infections? And do you really think all the people mentioned actually did anything with Diddy? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.